Right, so this week I'm going to introduce you to one of my own cars, a 1959 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. A lot of people don't even know what this is. It's basically based on a Volkswagen Beetle. And although it looks like a ratty old car that needs a paint job, but this is a full-on show car that took 6 years to build. Right, so not a lot of people actually know what this car is. Although it looks super cool, they think it's a Porsche, whatever. It's actually known back in the day as the poor man's Porsche. That's because it's an Italian-designed hand-built body in the Karmann factory in Germany, based on the Volkswagen Beetle, and of the ones of these are based on the Type 3 Volkswagen as well. So it shares the main chassis, although different floor plans with the Volkswagen Beetle, also the engine, the gearbox, the brakes, suspension. So basically, underneath this really cool shell is a Volkswagen Beetle. Right, so I bought this car over 8 years ago. I was actually on the hunt for a Datsun 240Z, and this came up at the right price. Looks super cool. So I thought, yeah, let's just get another project, and in between jobs, we'll get it fixed up. Have a super cool car to run around in, and I thought that was going to be a quick job. It actually took me 6 years to build this. When I bought it, it looked really cool. It looked like this. Generally, it needed a lot of work. It was like a Flintstone car. You sit inside it, you could see the floor. We knew it needed floor pans. I knew it needed sills and bits and pieces, but we was going to keep all the engine and everything basically standard. That didn't quite go to plan, and I fully rebuilt this. Everything underneath, all the mechanics on it, absolutely brand new. Rebuilt engine, gearbox. It's got air suspension now. We're going to keep it static. Gone for air ride. It's super detailed. White leather interior. I can't help myself sometimes. So yeah, what turned into what should have been 6-month rebuild actually took 6 years of half an hour after work, Saturday mornings, this, that, and the other. Whenever I could get a little bit of time, it was put into this. First time out, won Judge's Choice Award. I haven't painted it, and I've kept the patina on it, mostly to preserve the originality of it. Most of this is original paint. Plus also, if you've got shiny cars, I've had them in the past, and you're scared to use them, this was built to be drowned. Right, so rewinding quite a long time ago, before I even got the car, a company in America, a Volkswagen-based specialist in America, got this car and they started to restore it for themselves. It was brown at the time, and they started sanding all that old paint off and found all the original paint underneath. So they decided to sand as much brown off as possible, keeping as much original paint left on the car. That's why it's a little bit patchy in areas. There's little bits of rust in areas, which looks really cool because it's sun bleached as well now. So that's why the car looks like this. When I got it, there was brown inside the doors still. I've actually sanded that off myself and done the same way as they did. When I got it, it was in gloss lacquer. It just didn't look right. They put a gloss lacquer on it to preserve it, which is good, but it looked shiny and it just didn't look correct at all. So after I'd done the repairs, which were sills, the sills have all actually been done, blown in, inner sills as well. It's had quite a lot of work actually. The parcel shelf, that's all brand new. It's had sections put underneath there. Rear corners have had patches put in. Inner arches had little bits of work done to them. The biggest panel was the spare wheel well. That is all brand new. Paint matched it, matched the colour of the original primer. Sanded it all back so it looks original, and then put a matte lacquer on it, just to give it that more retro, original look to it. Now that's the first thing everybody else sees. That's the first thing you see. Second thing you notice is how low it is. That is because it's got air suspension. This car they just look cool. They just look cooler than sitting on the floor. But I wanted it to be drivable as well. So this is why I put a Line Bug full air suspension kit on it. And it's the best of both worlds. You can raise it up to standard height or slam it on the deck. Right, so the running gear on this car is all absolutely brand new. As I said, all the Line Bug suspension, that's all brand new. 4-inch narrowed front beam. What else we got on there? Shock extenders, air suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes. I wanted this thing to stop and be safe. Rebuilt engine. That's only a 1600cc engine. Yeah, I wanted to go 2.3, but basically the budget wasn't there. Standard rebuilt gearbox as well. So it's great around town. On the motorway, it would be nice to be able to cruise at like 70, 80 mile an hour, but this thing cruises happily 60, 65. Twin dual autos, 40 mil dual autos. I basically built this engine to look really cool, but also to look like it was a performance engine. It's actually running 79 brake horsepower, which is pretty good for a 1.6. But yeah, got the little trumpets on there, detailed tinware, black pulleys, and obviously going all show with this one. Got the white leather in the engine bay. Yeah, it's stupid, but it looks cool. So as I said, this was always going to be a usable show car. So I had to do hardline install on the air suspension. Now, one of the thoughts with this was actually sinking that into the parcel shelf, but having struggled for months to find a good original parcel shelf and all the work to put it in, I didn't want to cut a big hole in it. So I ended up putting the spare wheel well. So that's there. It's subtle. You know what? I don't have a spare wheel, but who cares? That looks cool. Also, the white leather wiring cover. Now, this is a full brand new wiring loop in it as well. Got the carpet in there as well, so you can throw a few little bags in there. And the glass washer bottles just to finish it off. So again, it's all really, really subtle. But it's just those little salties that just make it look super cool. And it's all those little details that people don't expect to see this sort of stuff in an old rusty looking car like this. So it's really cool. You take this to shows, you just see the look on people's faces when they start having a look around, you know. And it's just a cool car. Puts smiles on people's faces, which is what I love about it. So another stupid idea of mine was to put white leather interior in this thing. And yeah, as soon as you look at it, it's dirty, but you know what? It looks super cool. Either tan leather, which was the obvious choice, or white. Also go with the white stitching as well. But to keep these clean, I've actually ceramic coated these as well, so it does just wipe off, because as soon as you look at them, they're dirty. They've all been reupholstered, obviously, refoamed, all the gaiters, everything. Custom door cards. I wanted an original style door card, but these are two-piece design, inset design there with the stitching, kind of like standard style if you like. But then we've got the aluminium rods running all the way through. They run through to the back as well. Carpet set that was made basically to templates that I made myself, because all the off-the-shelf carpets that I could find just didn't fit very well at all. So they're all made to templates. The one thing I really like about this interior is the transmission tunnel in the center. A lot of work went into that to smooth it out, paint that all up in the gloss, the same color as the chassis, keeping all that on show. But also the LF performance controller, which is a little stand there hidden, so that looks like it's floating. So nice little detail down there. Back seat, that was all made, sculpted foam, kind of like giving a bit more of a comfort look. It's more based for kids. It's a 2+2. Then with the stereo, got a full JL audio stereo system in this. Absolutely kick stereo. 2 8-inch subs-in boxes in the back, just behind the back seat. Components up front. JL audio amp, all working off Bluetooth off your phone. It's absolutely kicker in such a small little space as well. As for the stereo, that doesn't work. That's what came with the car. It looks cool, so I kept it. And a white leather headliner as well. So it's just a really nice place to be. Just spending 6 years building this car, it's full on labor of looks. Every spare minute I've had, which wasn't a lot, that's why it took 6 years, was spent building this car. Absolutely love it, but the finishing touch had to be these wheels. I couldn't picture this car on any other wheel. Now these were a 17-inch polished radar wheel. They're actually built in Birmingham, not far away. They stopped building them, couldn't get them anymore, and the only place that I could find one or a full set was in Canada. So basically, I had to buy them, ship them all the way back to here, 6 miles away from there, they're actually made. But it was worth it. They suit the car perfectly. I can't imagine another wheel on this car, to be fair. And with the polished as well, it's just like putting a nice pair of shoes on. They suit the car, they finish it off, and give it that little bit of a bling factor as well. So yeah, super happy with how this car's come out. It's a proper cruiser. When we take it to the shows, we jack it up, we put it on wheel stands, and we actually clean the underneath of the car, put mirrors underneath it, and it just blows people away. It's completely unexpected, which is another cool thing I like about this. It puts a smile on people's faces, which, to be fair, a lot of shiny show cars don't do. It's really unexpected with this. So yeah, hope you like it. Don't forget, click the subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.